head, it was all that I had. Hope was a letter I never could sign. Well, love was a country we couldn't defend. Through the carnival, we watched them go round and round. All we knew of home was just a sunset and some clowns. Oh, well, you were a magazine, I was a plain Jane, just walking the sidewalks covered in rain. Love to just get into some of your stories, me and all my plain Jane glory. Just me and all my plain Jane glory. Hey, hey. This my excavation to days cool. Everything that happens is from now. This is pouring rain. This is paralyzed. I keep throwing it down to hundred at a time. It's hard to find it when your money's gone and you're drunk as hell. On your back with the Rex as the stacks you low. On your back with the Rex and the stacks you low. On your back with the Rex and stacking you low. twisting to the sun. I needed to replace the fountain in the front yard's rusted out.
Oh, good morning. You know, I've been streaming for how long now? And I still forget to unmute my microphone. Hope you guys are doing okay. How long? It is good to see some of you in chat, Unity Coder. How are you doing? I looked at your bags. Coin. Looks like you've gone down in earnings, which I don't understand. But I forget what your price was. But I feel like you're going to end up holding the bag. Yeah, I don't know. I've considered it. I don't know if I'm going to do any kind of meme coins. I don't know if it's something that I really care to do. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll come online and I'll start my own coin. But if you want to support me, the best way to do it, quite frankly, is through primes. Or subscriptions. But I don't know, there's a part of me that's like, just use your Prime. It's free. Okay, anyways. I've been overthinking it. I think, I mean, one real approach here is to create sprites and just import them. That is one approach. There's got to be a way for me to do this without creating code though. So like I do want to see if I'm able to just do a little quick research this morning. Where did my music go? Let's go. Oh, there we go. Wow, AutoMod actually worked. Okay, so what do I do? I would like to keep it simple without having to go and creating sprites. Use a sprite mask on the parent to composite the children. Custom shader with stencil buffer. Render to render texture. Sprite shape render or mesh combine. If the shapes are meant to be a single silhouette, consider combining all meshes at runtime with mesh combine meshes. Sprite mask the parent. Set all children's add a sprite mask to the parent. Add a sprite mask to the parent. Set all child sprite renderers mask interaction to visible inside mask. Mask interaction, visible inside mask. Okay. And then if I set the alpha like that, and then the sprite mask, the mask determines the final alpha. Children render without blending each other. The sprite mask needs an actual sprite assigned to define the mask shape if you are not seeing it in game. Chad, how we doing? Guys, how you doing? What we're trying to do is I'm trying to fix the alpha on all of these objects so that they don't blend. And now it's probably such a small little thing, but my brain is kind of stuck on wanting to fix it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time this morning trying to fix it. It's saying that I need to have a shader. Apply this material to all the child sprite renderers. Set the color property to control the overall alpha. Okay. So this was a false way to go. We are going to create a shader. Unlit shader. Create shader. Unlit shader. Let us open the shader and let's try to understand. Shaders are kind of like an unknown to me. All right. I feel like something in Rider changed. The theme looks different. Am I crazy?
Get the fear that you can't ship the tide that sticks around like something in your teeth. There's some aces up your sleeve. No idea that you're in deep. Dreamt about you nearly every night this week. How many secrets can you keep?
Okay.
There's this tune I found that makes me think of you somehow. I play it on repeat till I fall asleep. Spilling drinks on my settee. Do I wanna know if this feeling goes both ways?
Custom. Oh my gosh. I don't know, am I crazy? I feel like they changed it's like darker background. And it's throwing me off. Why would they do that?
Rolling back to you. Never thought
That's so flippin' annoying. They absolutely did change the theme on me. That's lame. That hurt my eyes. Cardoc, how you doing, bud? You ordered a DVD. Wow, that is something I haven't thought about in a long time. Okay, a reader-writer for your PC, and they sent 2. Cool. Instead of keeping them both, I wrote the seller and he gave me a shipping code. Instead of saying it's a gift, you can keep it. Well, you did the right thing. What are you going to do with 2? Sell it for a discounted price. I mean, how much are you going to make off of that, dude? I understand what you're saying, but like, I don't know. I think you did the right thing. More than €0, I would, if it's right. Why it feels bad? I didn't say it. Oh, why does it feel bad that you did something right? I don't know, because you had your hopes that you had your hopes on a different outcome. And that outcome didn't happen. Okay, so the structure. I'm trying to learn shaders. So if we're going to use a shader, I don't even know if it's going to work, but shaders are small programs that run on your GPU and determine how to draw pixels on screen. For every pixel your sprite covers, the shader runs and decides what color should this pixel be. So the structure. Shader custom composite sprite, the name that appears in Unity's material dropdown. Okay. Variables you can tweak in the inspector, the properties, the actual rendering instructions, subheader. So properties are the variables you could tweak in the inspector. Sub shader is the actual rendering instructions. So coming over here, I think we're going to call this boss shader. So the properties are, in this case, main texture and alpha, or color with alpha. Main texture white. I'm curious about that. Good morning, Justice Leopard. How are you doing? Anyways, you're trying to install some of your games and most of them don't work. One of them is missing the game entirely. What? One of them is missing the game entirely. Okay, properties block. The sprite main text is the sprite texture and color is a color, tint color. These show up in Material Inspector. Main text is a Unity convention. Sprite render is automatically assigned the sprite texture to its property. Justice Leopard, I'm trying to release the game in like In a month. I know that you've offered to do some graphics, and I'm wondering if I could take you up on that. I'll DM you in Discord if that's something you still kind of want to do. Call of Duty asks for Steam, really, and doesn't work without the license. SimCity asks for Origin. Like, bro, I have the DVD, let me play. That is really frustrating. So you're telling me that the games that you bought have a DVD inside, but they need Steam or Origin to play? And on top of that, like, they also need a license that probably is like lost. That is really shitty. And SimCity doesn't work because Origin has been replaced with EA apps, so I can't log into my account. Right. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so tags, Q, transparent, render type transparent. This tells Unity, render this after opaque objects. So transparency works correctly, and this is a transparent object for camera effects that need to know. The two-pass approach, the key concept. Here's where the magic happens. Our shader has two passes, meaning the GPU draws each sprite twice. Pass one, mark the territory. Pass stencil, reference one, ref one, the value we're writing, comp always do this, don't check anything first, pass replace, write our ref value 1 to the stencil buffer. Color mask 0, don't actually draw any color. Z write off, don't write to depth buffer. 2D doesn't need it. The stencil buffer, think of it as an invisible scratch pad texture. An invisible scratch pad texture the same size as your screen. Each pixel can store a small number, usually 0 to 255. Initially, it's all zeros. This pass says, everywhere my sprite exists, write a 1 to the stencil buffer, but don't actually draw anything visible yet. So if you have 3 overlapping circles, pass 1 runs all of them. The stencil buffer has a 1 everywhere any circle exists, but nothing is on screen yet. Okay. Okay, I think I'm kind of following. The second pass, pass 2, color only the marked areas. This pass says only draw pixels where the stencil buffer equals 1. Here's a trick. Once a pixel is drawn in pass 2, it doesn't change the stencil value. The stencil still says 1, but the pixel is now colored. When the next overlapping sprite tries to draw that same pixel, it checks the stencil. Still 1, so equal passes, but it just draws the same color again. No additive brighting. Okay. The vertex shader. This runs once per vertex, corner of your sprites. It transforms the position from local object space to where on screen this should be. Think of it as the sprite is at position 5.3 in the world, but where is that on my monitor? Sure. Convert, so V2F, what's that? Vertex to, anyways, V2F, Unity object to clip position, convert 3D position to screen position, pass along texture. I feel like that's like kind of just standard. Fragment shader. This runs once per pixel. It asks, what color is the texture at this point, and returns that color, optionally tinted. Text 2D main text I.uv is like saying, look up the pixel in my sprite image at these coordinates. The clip function in pass1. Discard pixel if pixel is less than 0.01. Okay. Yeah, after, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's not super clear to me, but. Some good news, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare's license key works. I'm installing it into Steam with a disk. 5.1 is more than 5 out of 0. Where'd you buy these games? Are they just old games that you have? Are those just old games that you have and like you've lost the key at this point, or you've already used the key? That's like really shitty, but you're not buying physical media, or there's a time where like you stop buying physical media. All right, it's possible that we're in ads. If not, I'm just going to still use this opportunity to say F the ads and subscribe with your Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime is free money, as you know. Good opportunity to support a small streamer. Best way to support me, get me a, buys me a coffee. Right, you're in Turkey, eh? Compulsory service in military. How many years of military service do you need to do? Oh, 6 months isn't so bad. Thank you for your advice, but I think I'm happy with AdGuard Extra. Sure. I'm just saying if you enjoy my stream. Maybe when I get a total, dude, it's okay, man. Honestly, how's this? The fact that you come and hang out and lurk in my channel and click through on the notification is more than enough support. I appreciate that. You do not need to bust your chops to give me money. Primes are free. If you have a Twitch Prime, if you ever get Amazon Prime, I don't even know if that exists in Turkey, then I will take that because it's free money. Give it to me. But it's okay. I don't need your sub. Where are my materials? My old man eyes cannot see. Ha. Okay. It still doesn't work. You gotta be fucking shitting me. I went through all this and it still doesn't work? No fucking way. What doesn't work? So what I was trying to do is here in the corner, I have like multiple game objects that are overlapping each other. And when the opacity, I'm going to have them like pulsing, right? So it's kind of this representation of like the AI in the system getting kind of angry. But when the opacity is lowered, you can see that overlap. Now it's not a big deal because I'm going to add some like particle effects, but it is, I want to try to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I am overthinking it and wasting way too much time. And so I'm trying to create a shader that will allow me to hide that, to make it all one color. Okay, that works. There's a bit of like a weird shadow happening, but I think that's okay. Now, the only other question that I have is if I just change it's the shaders now, or so the material. Is going to change, but I think that's okay if I change the material because I want different colors. It's going to change for everything. Easiest way to fix this would be tiled sprites. Tell me more about tiled sprites. So a tiled sprites. A tiled sprite is a Unity sprite renderer draw mode that repeats a texture across a larger area instead of stretching it. Yeah, okay. Sprite renderer draw mode. The current draw mode of the sprite renderer. When the draw mode is set to sliced or tiled, the sprite renderer will render the sprite as a 9-slice image. A 9-slice image is where an image is divided into 9 portions. The ACG and I section sizes will not be affected by the dimensions set by the sprite renderer size. So the corners, B and H, will be repeated horizontally. D and F will be repeated vertically. I'm not sure that's exactly what we're trying to do. But I think I figured it out using a shader. And so what I now need to do is modify my code that pulses it to grab the color of the shader. which is emboss controller. Boss controller, which makes this code a little bit easier. For each child in the boss, I don't need to do that. You want pulse inside the shader itself? Should I? I suppose. Man, I just don't know shaders well enough that I'm just more comfortable doing it in a script. That's what shaders are for? Okay, well, let me do it this way because this is the way that I know, and then I will take a shot at seeing if I could do it in the shader. Okay, it seems like I do need to get the material for all of them. So let's redo this code up here. Sequence for each sprite renderer in Bust for each material, I guess. Material in Boss Children. Material up here. Can I not do that? No, sprite render. For each sprite renderer, then we could do material mat equals sprite renderer dot material. That's what shaders are for. Okay, I need to learn shaders though. That is a very big gap in my knowledge. All right, that is what I wanted. Because then I'm just testing something really quickly. But I'm going to create multiple of these lines, but I want them to have different materials. Okay, I'm cool because that is working that way. And then if I come here, I think the problem is if I then change this, they're all going to change. But I could set the color in code. I wonder, I need to like put boss controller up here. We will create, usually you multiply the sprite color with the base color of the, you're basically animating the material with the CPU instead of the GPU. I don't think it'll make any difference in your game though, yeah. Usually you multiply the sprite color with the base color of the material. This way to affect the color without changing the material color. Usually you multiply the sprite color with the base color. Right, okay. Man, there's like so much when it comes to like these like finer details in the shader. Yeah. There's so many things like I really probably need to find like a really good course on shaders to unlock that in my brain. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this here. Because I don't want to... Right, okay, that is that. That is that. I want to center this better. Can I do... No. Well, yes, let me, like, yeah. This will make my life a little bit easier. Okay, so hold on. Let me get the, what were the original values here? X equals that. Y is that. Z, what? Okay, we're gonna make this 0, 0, 0. We're gonna make this the values at the top level. Okay. That's a bit of a joke. What? Okay. I don't know why that was so challenging. Why was that so hard? Okay, that is me for today. Unfortunately, I don't have much more time. You're making it hard for you. Sorry for vomiting. Okay, ads are going to start, so I'll hang out until the ad finishes. In the shader, graph shaders are way easier, and you actually see the result at each step. Sorry if you vomit on it, if you're making it hard for yourself. I feel like I am making it hard for myself, yes. Okay, we need to go and raid someone. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. I think we're slowly making progress, though, even though I'm making it hard on myself. All right, I do have to like run really quickly, so I don't have a ton of time. Progress is the most important. Exactly. I'm just trying to barrel through and get what I need to get. So, okay, I'm going to drop. I will catch you all later, probably tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out, and let's just keep going. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. Justice Leopard, appreciate it, and I will DM you probably today just to kind of chat through some stuff. Sounds good. Alrighty. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.